You have a beautiful heart. I happen to know that you have a beautiful heart with absolute certainty. It's 100% true and will always be true knowledge with zero chance of being overturned ever as a truth in the future. You have a beautiful heart. You know for sure that you have a beautiful heart too, although you may not know how you know it for sure. Watch this video and you might. I will attempt this and much, much more. In this video, I will cover what our universe is, three-dimensional space and time, all the way from our universe, all the way down to who you are as a unique soul, an experience of mind, a beautiful single point of love inside of you in a human body on planet Earth in this universe that is 13.8 billion years old or so. Everything I share fits within all natural laws, for this is, after all, the universe. Don't take my word for it. You decide for yourself what you know. We live in what turns out to be equivalent or exactly the same as a single point that could be considered the set of every single thing, like a set of marbles. Now, you know you are here right now with these words as one thing having an experience moving forward in time. So you know that you're not 1.1 thing or 0.9 thing. So it's consistent to think that, well, if you're one thing of what? If you have one marble, if you have one element of a set, then you have a set. Even if that set is only one, are you alone? No, you can't be alone. Can you have a partial set of all things? Are you one of a set of things that's just some things, and some things exist that aren't in this set but are in the universe? No. See, if something exists, it's in the set of all things with you. And if something doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. See, the moment you exist and you know you exist, a whole universe exists. It's literally the set of everything, like a set of marbles, except infinitely big. Gets better than that. See, this universe we live in is a story that started 13.8 billion years ago, but is repeated over and over and over and over again. Because when you came into this universe, let's call it Earth 1, inside of you as a very single point when your brain came alive, a second universe for you came alive for your second life. You big banged when your brain came alive for one simple reason among many. Once your brain is alive, it has access to and brings alive all universal truths, all things that are alive for any brain that has true knowledge. Universal truth is true always for that brain. Well, and your mind. Well, the universe itself, the set of all things, is literally a universal truth, the biggest of all. And so literally it big banged, the biggest thing of all big banged in you, and it plays incredibly diverse roles. There's only one mind, actually. You see, the same mind that is out here that lives and creates and holds everything, which includes every piece of knowledge, everything that is true, which is the same as everything, even fallacies, even paradoxes. You see, the mind that is out here is not sentient. You cannot be all-knowing, and it is, and be having an experience moving forward in time, living in space as a point, which you do with the universe inside of you. And conversely, we cannot be all-knowing as humans in bodies. Thank goodness for that. In many ways, this is a simulation, except it's not. It's the set of all knowledge, literally, which resolves itself over space-time as a single point in you, in a being that you experience as love, that center point of view, that's actually the same point of the mind in every single person. The mind, the one mind, also gives you your one role in this universe and the role that you have in your second universe. And every universe is exactly the same from start to finish. Like a simulation, it's a ride, and it gives every single soul, every single bug, insect, fruit fly with the smallest brain that has some piece of 100% knowledge, which it must. And that's what knowledge is. Knowledge is absolute. It's not partial. There are no fallacies in knowledge. Once we have knowledge, we hear it. Our hearts hear it. If any of this strikes you as discordant, please beg my forgiveness. My goal is to have this be received because it's beautiful news for everybody. Because it takes all the pressure off of thinking that the universe is God and that the universe is all-knowing. Literally, having all knowledge means being all-knowing over space-time, which the universe is. And that includes the unknowable, which, even if it's trivial, Gödel proved exists. And that means that, by definition, the universe is all-knowing and we can never be, and science can never be. Nevertheless, science is about, and technology is about, working with the knowable. You can't have an engineering solution that is creating something real that's not built on the knowable, what we can know. And we must unleash the unknowable together in collaboration because each of us has a universe inside of us. So literally, to review how this model works, and it's quite simple. There's no need for energy or anything like that. All you need to know is that we live in a set of all knowledge that changes over time, but literally is, as a point, the set of all knowledge, everything that is and everything that happens, at least, and whatever else there is in all things that exist. That set is never anything we could ever know, and yet we will be moving forward into it much faster now that we're in reality, and it's infinitely large, and we are going to create heaven on earth on this planet. There's no way to know which of the 100% positive paths will result, but we know we will save our future. We will create heaven on earth because every single planet, Earth, creates heaven on earth. That's within the set of all knowledge. You see, once you have the set of all knowledge, it must be the set of knowledge to create the ideal universe. Because if there's, looks like it's created, even though it was never created, it was defined or just exists, right? Just from existence, as we just saw. The universe just comes to existence from having something, right? Once you have something, you have everything. It's kind of how it works, right? Now, once the universe comes to existence, that means it's always lived here and it always will be here. And by the way, it's eternal. It never goes away. It's a universal truth. A universal truth lives forever inside a universe, and every universe is birthed inside a universe, inside a brain. It's a beautiful infinite to one relationship, the most efficient possible system of creating universes. And after some finite amount of suffering that could be anything from a few hours long for some creatures or seconds to what might be years and years of suffering, every single being is eventually delivered after a second life to heaven on earth with others, with many others. So this is going to become heaven on earth. So we have no idea how it's going to happen, but we know for sure it's going to happen now, which is amazing. I'm the first sustainability scientist recently published in a top-tier journal, which means my science, looking back, is always rock solid. I published about something that I knew 3 years ago. Well, this I know for sure. If you're betting on the future, it's bet on Alain understanding that we have understood what reality is. To review, there is only one mind. It lives as a point of the set of everything or everything. It is equivalent to the set of all that exists or all that is true, including fallacies and paradoxes and all the things that, well, live in our world of knowledge that still live as knowledge. See, we have a mind that we live in, and it's not sentient, thank goodness. We are the ones that are sentient. We are actually the highest order of beings. Now, all beings are sentient, and clearly many are suffering. That's okay. We do not enjoy creating systemic suffering. There are better ways to advance all technology, all of them, rely on understanding reality 100%. This means the end of organized religions as functionally relevant, and in fact, they're disunifying by definition because they each try a different angle on reality, none having had the correct one. There is only one. It's based on science and deep understanding of reality. Religions will become museums, and for a while, of course, will still exist, and maybe even for a long time. And there are some functional uses for prayer, but for the most part, reciting something over again and not really understanding the right reality is a waste of time. The most important thing is that we come together as a people now, seeing reality as it is, thank goodness, and moving forward with it as a shared understanding. The mind exists out there and in you. It gives you your unique experience of mind, and it gives every single soul its unique experience of mind. You are a unique soul. No one else has your soul. You are unique. Nonetheless, there's one of you and one of me in every universe. There will be one of you and one of me in the next universe. There's plenty of room for mystery, finally, I'll add. Even though religions have no place, mystery and magic and spirituality and, well, everything except for needing to pray to it as anything other than incredibly wonderful and appreciate it and work with the magic that is the universe, well, I still want to give my gratitude to everybody, really, and to you. And the most important thing is giving gratitude to you and your beautiful heart. That's where we put our energy in. Now that we know the truth, and now that I know the truth, my gratitude, it will always be for you and your beautiful heart. That beautiful heart inside of you, well, that's the real unifying piece, because guess what? It's the single point that is the same mind that we're all connected to. That's why we all knew we were connected as one single heart, experiencing different minds, and each having a different experience of soul. Amazing. So beautiful. See, no one sees it yet, but this mass confusion that we're having right now, where many people think they see reality and everyone else is wrong, means we're all literally far away from the reality that is. And when reality comes in, which is what I have and what we have, and you're hearing now, it'll just seem obvious. And okay, that's right. That makes sense. Well, it does. That's the great news. So this might take a few sleep cycles to get over. One of them is, do you have free will? Yes, you do. You decide and you choose whatever you want. The script itself creates free will. You're completely at choice, even though it's the same script in every single universe. How brilliant is that? Like a Broadway play, from the time you realized you were here with some knowledge till now, and for a long, long life ahead. Live long and prosper. Although, frankly, if you don't live, you'll be living your second life and that much closer to your heaven on earth. Yet I hope that many people experience, and we must experience, creating heaven on earth together. That's what it's all about. It's the same planet here, the same exact story that's inside of you. That's the only weird part for you in terms of understanding your piece. I got through it. Do I have free will? Do I not? You have to explore what is right for you. I know in my role in this, I have extraordinary capacity for free will, but I'm also motivated as a sustainability scientist to advance all the solutions that might give us the better future that we know will happen. So it's a good person to have with all this knowledge. Really, all this knowledge should bring great pleasure to your beautiful heart. It should be expansive. And if I made any mistake, they'll be in the comments. I haven't heard any fallacies to date introduced into the language that I've used. Again, you have a beautiful heart, and you have a beautiful future ahead of you, no matter what. Thank you.